I've said it many, many times, guys, that these so-called pro-black Democrats, they're not really pro-black. They are pro-Democrat. These people, man, they're actually pretty pathetic. You know, they're the kind of people that want all black people to think the same. They don't want free-thinking black people to actually be free thinkers. Democrats, they don't want free thinkers in general. They want you just to fall in line, question nothing. Just follow our lead. The Democrat Party, throughout their history, they have been the party of slavery, the party of oppression, the party of Jim Crow, the party of anti-civil rights. Yes, because they don't teach you this in school, that there was actually more Republicans vote for the 1964 Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. It was actually Democrats that were actually trying to stop it. The Democrat Party, also the party of the Klan. But you're not going to be taught that. You're not going to hear that. We always hear that the Republicans are racist. And that's just not the case. It is not the case. It is not real. The Democrat Party is a party of division. This is who they are, guys. This is who they are. Now, we know that one of the public enemies of the Democrat Party is Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas has been on the Supreme Court for like 30 years now. He is a conservative. And they hate that. He is a black man. But however, he doesn't agree with the Democrat agenda. He doesn't actually agree with these leftists out there. Now, Clarence Thomas actually used to be a Democrat, by the way. He did. But then one day he woke up. He woke up. This was like, I believe, like 40 plus years ago. He used to be a Democrat. Now, Daily Wire actually has a documentary they actually made on Clarence Thomas. I actually saw it. I believe this actually came out a few years ago. Clarence Thomas admitted, you know, he was a stone cold leftist. He was actually hanging around radicals. But I guess, you know, Democrats today, they wanted him to remain that way. You know, this is probably the same reason why in school, they don't actually teach you about a man like Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell, his backstory, he used to be a Marxist. Yes, he admits he used to be a Marxist. Now, he's not on the left anymore. That is why in schools, you'll never hear the name of Thomas Sowell or Walter Williams. Both of them black men, by the way. See, I actually studied economics when I was in college. And when it comes to economics, when we're talking about macroeconomics, the way the government actually runs the economy, they teach you about John Maynard Keynes. He was a liberal. He was on the left. He was all about, you know, when things get bad, government needs to get more involved and spend more money. And we see how that's actually working out right now under Joe Biden. But anyway, back to Clarence Thomas here. Georgia is proposing to build a statue honoring Clarence Thomas. You know, he's only the second black man to actually be on the Supreme Court. And I honestly believe, guys, that he should actually be the Chief Justice and not John Roberts, but that's another story. So I digress. Well, with this proposal in the Georgia Senate, Democrats are gonna Democrat, which just means they're gonna be divisive and they're gonna make racist statements like we have here. You guys can see here it says, Dem compares Clarence Thomas to an Uncle Tom as Georgia Senate approves statue of SCOTUS justice. State Senator Emanuel Jones suggests Thomas has betrayed the black community because he is a free thinker. And Emanuel Jones, by the way, he's black, by the way. He's doing the dirty work of his Democrat overlords, attack black people. You see, this is why black people are not going to go anywhere, because we're definitely not open up open up to differences in thought. Now, when it comes to white people, yeah, you have people on the left, people on the right. But when it comes to black people are expected to remain on the Democrat plantation. Don't ask any questions. And if you actually get off that plantation, you are a pariah. And you know what's going to happen to Emmanuel Jones? Nothing. Because, this is okay. It is okay to attack a black conservative. But if somebody on the right was to come out and say something about a leftist, a black leftist is that, then they would be canceled. They would be ruined. But let's go ahead and look at this, guys. The Georgia Senate on Tuesday approved a proposal to place a statue of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas at the Georgia State Capitol in Atlanta, prompting outcry from Democrats and apparent criticism from some media outlets. The Republican-led state Senate voted 32-20 along party lines to mandate a statue of Thomas, a native of Pinpoint, Georgia, which is located near the city of Savannah. Senate Bill 69 will now head to the State House for further debate. Republican Senator Ben Watson, who represents Thomas's birthplace, sponsored the bill. Quote, Clarence Thomas has lived a life marked by tremendous achievement, Watson told fellow senators. This native son of Georgia deserves a place of honor and recognition on our Capitol grounds, a place where future generations of Georgians can learn valuable lessons from his legacy and gain inspiration and belief that their lofty dreams are obtainable too in America, regardless of the circumstances in which they are born. Now, if I remember correctly, from the documentary on Daily Wire from about Clarence Thomas, they didn't even have running water in their home. I believe they had like an outhouse or something like that. He grew up in poverty. And you know what? If he actually listened to the Democrats today, he would still be believing he is a victim, because Democrats, they push victimhood. Democrats, including black Democrats, they're going to tell young black people, hey, you're going to achieve nothing. Why? Because the white man is holding you back. Guys, I've been hearing that excuse for 40 plus years now. 40 plus years. But you know what? Black people continue to vote the same way. Now, last midterm election, it seems like black people are starting to get away from the Democrat Party a little bit. But however, for the most part, black people have been voting the same for the last 60 years. For the last 60 years. And where has it actually got them? If you complain about the same thing over and over again, and you vote the same way, guess what? Nothing is going to change. But let's go ahead and listen to this clip here from this black Democrat criticizing the Georgia Capitol for building a statue of Clarence Thomas and making this racist statement. Let's go ahead and play this.
Place a statue of Clarence Thomas on this grounds. We cannot avoid that conversation, so I'm not going to avoid it either. In the black community, we have an expression, and I don't want to use this label too deeply here because I'm just trying to tell you what we have in the African American community. When we talk about a person of color that goes back historically to the days of slavery and that person betraying his own community, we have a term in the black community. That term that we use is called Uncle Tom. And Uncle Tom is either a fictional or non-fictional character. I don't really know the origin of Uncle Tom, but it talks about a person who back during the days of slavery sold his soul to the slave masters.
Yeah, this guy is a complete idiot. He is a complete idiot because obviously he did not actually read Uncle Tom's Cabin. Now, if you actually read Harry Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin, you would know that Uncle Tom was the hero. He actually helped slaves. Now, the one that was truly the sellout was Sambo. But for some kind of reason, over time, the name Uncle Tom, who was actually helping black people, it became the racist term that we actually know today. And yes, this man did throw out a racial term about Clarence Thomas. These people, these Democrats, they hate free-thinking black people. I read the comments on videos on this channel and on the sports channel about me. Yeah, same old thing. It does not affect me, though. It does not affect me. I have my beliefs. And if you are a black person watching this video right here and you believe something different, guess what? You're entitled to that. It doesn't necessarily make you any less black. But to a black leftist, if you have conservative values, then yes, you are a sellout to your people. Because Marxism has definitely infiltrated the Democrat Party. You know, it used to be that we were fighting for equality. But now you notice that the term equality is not being used anymore. They're talking about equity. Equity. In other words, they want communism. Communism, that's what they want. I mean, people got to wake up to this. And guess what? There's going to be no backlash from the black community for this guy actually calling Clarence Thomas an Uncle Tom. There will be no backlash. And that's pretty sad right there, guys. That is really, really sad. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.